How's it going, guys? ZDEyE here. So I wanted to talk about Dead Island 2. If you guys know, this was first announced at the E3 2014, and pretty much ever since then we heard diddly shit about it. But well, of course we heard that it was in a development hell, and it was passed on with many of the different developers, and that they were, getting into it. And obviously at this point it was already been at what was 4 different developers, and currently it's been said regarding it from the very recent THQ Nordic held more of their investors presentation that has just recently happened. So basically that they have mentioned, there's just not much to it. They have actually included that the publisher has 80 projects reported into development, with 48 of those being unannounced. How a publisher can judge, well, I don't know how they're going to be able to juggle all these projects is obviously beyond me, but still. Now, also they did give it a slight update to one of the, long-awaited games, the Dead Island 2, that was announced at the E3 2014. And they actually gave it a sense for the tone on that will be an upcoming sequel. And of course, this is a little bit interesting because, they pretty much they have talked about that the development is still in the process and is going alright, more or less. But then they talked about it as if like this game will be definitely more or less, I shouldn't say definitely, will be happening and still will be coming out later on. Now, there's still possibility, for example, that you could get cancelled or maybe get completely abandoned and completely forgotten, because like there is already, well, so to say, from other people to say that there's a better game coming out, and it also has a similar case to it. What was it called? Dying Light, and now Dying Light 2 will be happening as well. So people will be thinking, what's the point, For me personally, I really liked Dead Island 1, I really liked the Riptide, and personally I think I like the Riptide more, but it was such a fun time to be playing it. I don't know, something about the crafting of different weaponries, melee based weaponries, mind you, and unfortunately they've really had none of that parkour system attached to it, but Dying Light does. It's like a dimmed down version from the Dying Light game that Dead Island 2 is more or less expected to be. I don't know, it's very worrisome thing to me to say, because like there's a good chance, a good possibility anyway, that this game might actually finally get some kind of, an appeal or a showcase at the E3 after press conference and a presentation, more or less. And they finally will be, putting all the rims into it and, just making sure that this game will be a success, or more or less at least they will think that, what guys, we're just gonna push it out the door, who gives a shit, nobody is expecting this game to be good. And when people have their hypes very off the roof for this game, well, that's their fault for being so overly hyped. And if that's the case, well, that sucks, because there's so many other games out there that were delayed for so long. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, anyway, Microsoft games, especially when they've been delayed so long and they ended up being complete good disasters or just crap, more or less, and it just was not worth the wait, and it just sucks. This game may turn out to be exactly the same situation. Hell, I could be wrong. The game can turn out completely fantastic, and everybody will be talking about it for months to come and perhaps years to come. But I don't know, currently at this moment it does not seem like this game is in its quality state, more or less, because I think it still needs a lot more time for it to be filled in the shoes and put in more development time, after it was being passed on from different developers to different developers ever since. And still, it's been told that, it's been in development since the 2017. But I don't know how I want to take this as a perhaps maybe grain of salt, more or less. But I don't know. It's still that it's all they can say that it's still being worked on, and that's all that pretty much I've said. But yeah, anyway, that's all there is to it. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys later. Have an awesome day, and yeah, have a good one.